Hello everyone, today I'll be reviewing a little messed up manga called DeadTube. This manga is about a website from the dark web called DeadTube, and on this site you can do pretty much anything. You can upload anything like murder, torture, sexual assault, kidnapping, anything like that. And the more depraved it is, the more likely it is to get views. And the people with the top views, they get paid for what they do. And the people at the bottom, they get killed. So DeadTube is his website. We always have to stay popular. You have to do whatever it is that gets the most views so you can get money. And it doesn't matter what crime you do because those who are popular, they get all their crimes covered up by the producers of DeadTube. But people at the bottom, they get blamed for all the crimes that were committed. So it's crazy like that. It's like a dark and edgy version of Worlds Are Hip Hop. People still remember that site when people, they used to upload fight videos and everyone just go there and watch that kind of crap. Now people just upload mediocre rap videos, but that's a whole different issue. The protagonist of the story is a boy named Matcha, and at first he just seems like a normal, average guy. He's part of the film research club. He likes to record everything, but even then he just feels extremely bored. He feels like there's nothing interesting to record, so he's just going around life just lifelessly, not knowing what to do. But this changes one day when he meets this girl called Machia, who invites him to record her for 24 hours straight. And the conditions are that he can never stop recording her no matter what. Even when she goes to the bathroom, he is recording her. And even when she's with her boyfriend, I use parentheses for that, even with he's with her even when she's with her boyfriend and they're having sex, he doesn't really care much. Machir doesn't really care about what's going on. He still feels bored. There's nothing that can excite him until Machia. Oh, sorry. Until Mashiro, until she just goes crazy out of nowhere and starts killing the boyfriend by beating him to death with a baseball bat, I believe. And that's the only time when he got excited. Machia, I don't, these names are just annoying to get with. Machia, he gets turned on. You see him with an erection for some reason. It's just really gross. He's turned on by it. For the first time in his life, he truly feels alive. From then on, Machia's life changes forever. He becomes part of the DeadTube website, where he constantly has to find more depraved material to record so he can stay at the top of the rankings, so he doesn't die. And every story arc from there pretty much involves the characters just finding more and more twisted stuff to do. In one arc, they get invited to an island that has a secret serial killer, and on the island there's a bunch of other people they have to live with, and they have to film the killer for about 5 seconds, and during this time the killer is just killing off the characters one by one, so it becomes like a murder mystery, finding out who's the true killer while also trying to find the material to record. And another arc involves this like death game going on in Machia's sister's middle school. And unfortunately, we don't really get to see it happening. We only get to see the aftermath. I find that disappointing because this manga is usually very gratuitous and exploitive. I would have preferred to see the full details of the death game, murder battle royale, whatever it was that happened in the sister's middle school. It would have been really interesting. And yeah, once you know that, that's pretty much the synopsis of DeadTube. It's basically a snuff film in manga form. You see people get murdered in all types of gruesome ways. You see them get tortured. You see them get assaulted. All this and that. And surprisingly, this ran in a shonen magazine. It ran in Champion Red from Ikito Shoten. And it used to be a shonen magazine. And a few years ago, it turned to a seinen magazine. Thankfully, I'm glad to change demographics because honestly, even though I like titles that push the envelope, this is a material that has no business being in a shonen magazine. This is just way too extreme. And on top of that, this manga was drawn by a former hentai artist. So yeah, there's a lot of sexuality. There's a lot of naked women in here. And you could tell this person used to draw hentai. It's just so crazy. This manga is just like every snuff film, well, not snuff film, like torture porn movie out there in the manga form. And I love it. I love how graphic it is. I love how it doesn't pull any punches. There's no filter. It just does whatever it wants to. So if you're the type of person who just loves gritty material, stuff like that, people being depraved, being evil, giving into desires, I definitely recommend DeadTube. Now, unfortunately, because of how graphic it is, the chances of this getting an anime is pretty much at zero. I don't ever see this getting an anime. No one would ever want to animate this. Even manga that are a lot less violent than this get censored, so I don't see this getting an anime, unfortunately. Now, if this was made like maybe in the 90s or 80s, then yeah, it probably get animated because gritty stuff like that was common then. But now, not so much. You know, you still have violent shows, but it's a lot more tame compared to what you got back in the 90s or even the early 2000s. So that's unfortunate. So yeah, I definitely recommend you read DeadTube. Just please have the stomach for it. It's not very story heavy. It's just mostly there for the torture porn, to be honest. The characters aren't very deep. The only one who really gets development is Machia, and it's not for the better. He starts off acting like a normal nice guy, just a normal average guy, but eventually he becomes more and more sociopathic. He doesn't really care about the lives of other people. He just wants to get excitement, and he gets bored extremely easily. So even if he is having fun for a moment, he's probably going to be bored in the very next moment. So I don't think anything could truly satisfy him. It's like he's given up on life. He just wants to find something to entertain him, even if it means the destruction and death of countless people, and that's very unfortunate. So yeah, please give DeadTube a try. It's definitely a manga that will make you sick to your stomach. See you next time.